When participating in any exercise program, there is a possibility of physical injury and an increased load on the heart, which may result in dizziness, shortness of breath, and in extreme circumstances may result in a heart attack. If you experience any dizziness or pain, stop exercising immediately and seek medical attention as required. By participating in this exercise program, you agree to freely accept all associated risks, dangers, and hazards. The governors of the University of Alberta, their officers, employees, and volunteers are not responsible for any injury or loss of any kind sustained by you while participating. Consult your physician before beginning any exercise program.
Hi there, I'm Chelsea Coghill with Campus and Community Recreation, and it's time to get up off of your office chair and move into a little stretch break. So I'll just get you to start marching up and down. You can take the knees nice and high. We'll start adding some nice big arm circles into this. So just taking some nice long breaths and then reverse that back. So bring some tension into the arms, tension into the trunk, and just balance that out a little bit. Maybe a little jog if you like, or just a gentle bounce. Shake off the first portion of your day. Good. From here, we're just gonna warm up through the legs, get the blood flowing through the body. So I'm just gonna sink down into a little squat, inhaling, reaching up, high up onto the balls of the feet, and then exhale, swing those arms down and back. Inhale, reaching up, high up onto those toes, and then exhaling back. Just ensure that as you inhale, we're coming up nice and tall. And as you exhale, you're sending the hips back, the spine is long and flat. We're reaching those fingertips back towards the space behind you. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, back down. Just a few more like that. Inhale. You can make this a little bit more dynamic. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale with a little bit more of an arm swing. Two more. Inhale down. Engaging through those glutes. As you rise up high into the balls of the feet. Last time here. And inhale. And exhale, dropping back down onto the heels. And you can just release that out. Next, we'll just get some movement through our spine, through our trunk. So I'm gonna set my feet just slightly wider than hip distance and just come into a few gentle trunk rotations. So I'm just gonna spin off of the ball of my opposite foot and just let your arms be nice and loose like ropes. I'm just letting them fly gently behind me. I keep my gaze forward just to prevent any dizziness. And you can just let that opposite hand gently tap the opposite shoulder, just feeling that twist through the waist, gentle opening through the spine, chest and shoulders, about 10 times per direction. Good. From here, just doing an upper back and shoulder opener. So you can come to the back of your office chair or your desk and your table. Just taking the hips, keeping them stacked over your ankles as you place your hands onto a surface. So pressing firmly down into the table or the chair that your hands are on, letting that head drop down in between the upper arms. Ensure that you have a little bit of tension through your trunk so that you're not overly arching through the spine. So a little bit of a tuck under. And just gently pressing that head through the arms and holding for about 3 to 5 breaths here. Gently opening through the shoulders and the upper back. After your next exhale, gently pressing into that surface. Inhaling yourself carefully back up to stand. Next, we're coming to a side stretch. So crossing your left leg over your right. I'm gonna take the same arm as my back leg. So right arm reaches high, bending the right elbow, taking left hand to right elbow. Just ensure that you're equally grounded through both feet. As you inhale, lift and lengthen up through the spine. And exhale, just taking a gentle side bend towards your front leg or towards the left. Inhale, grow a little bit longer through your torso. Exhale, gently side bending a little bit deeper. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Good, gently coming back through to center. Releasing the arms, uncrossing the legs, and just switching sides. So crossing right foot over left. Left arm comes high, bending left elbow. Inner spiral, that left tricep in towards the ear. Inhale, lift and lengthen out of the waist. Hips and shoulders square to the direction that you're facing. And exhale, side bend over to the right. And again, inhale, create a little bit more length through your waist. And exhale, side bend a little bit deeper. One more time, inhaling. And exhale. Again, maintaining equal connection through both feet. Good, gently inhaling back to center. Exhale, release across the legs and the arms, and you can just move, release that out. For this next movement, you'll need something like a strap or a belt. It could be a scarf or a towel. And we're just going to do some shoulder and chest opening movements. So we're going to start with the strap in front of the body. As you inhale, we'll take the arms up and overhead and ensure that you're squeezing through your glutes and your core as you bring the arms back and around. So inhaling up and exhaling in front. So keeping the spine as neutral and straight as possible as you move through this movement, and giving yourself as much length on the strap as you need to so that you can keep your elbows mostly straight as you revolve back. So just be mindful that you're not arching your spine to do this movement, that you're strongly engaging through the glutes and your core, so that when you take the arms back and around, the only movement that is occurring is happening at the shoulder joint. So inhaling up and over, exhaling back, inhaling up, and exhaling forward. Just doing about 5 to 10 repetitions. If you wish, you can take the arms behind and just holding for 3 breaths. We can also come into a gentle hip hinge here, just to intensify the stretch into the chest and into the shoulders, finding a little bit of length through the backs of the legs. Take one more breath here. And exhale, gently come back up, taking the arms back up and overhead, and releasing that strap or belt back down. Good. The next stretch we'll move into is a hamstring stretch. So a few different options here. We can simply heel dig, taking one heel forward. If you want a little bit more intensity, you can always bring your heel onto a stool or your office chair. From here, we're going to softly bend through the knee of that top leg, keeping your hips square forward, hinging at the hip crease, flexing the toes towards your torso. Just ensure that there's still a bend at the back of the knee and that you're feeling some sensation or intensity at the back of that leg. After that third breath, inhaling, coming up, and just switching sides. So again, we can find that heel dig onto the ground and hip hinge from this position, or we can take that heel up a little bit higher, again squaring your body, shoulders and hips forward, toes are flexed back so that quadricep is engaged, soft bend at the back of the knee, and just finding a bend at the top of the thigh bone or the hip crease, staying long through the trunk. So just avoiding bending at the waist. Again, just moving gently into your stretch zone, so that we're feeling that opening at the back of the leg. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, maybe folding a little bit deeper. And then inhaling, coming back up and releasing that leg. We'll come into a stretch for our hips or our glutes. This can be done seated, or if you would like to do the standing to challenge your balance, we can do that as well. So seated variation would look like this, sitting onto your chair, crossing one leg on top, sitting at the edge of your chair, ankle is flexed so the toes are flexed towards the knee. I'm going to apply some gentle pressure to that top knee towards the floor. And if you're feeling some sensation into the side of the hip or the glute, that's good. And to add a little bit more intensity, I'm just going to gently draw my heart forward, keeping length through the front of the body. Taking 3 nice, slow, controlled breaths in this position. After your third breath, gently releasing that down. If we want to take the standing variation, you can always have your desk to support your balance. We're going to cross that ankle, placing it on top of the thigh. Again, ankle is flexed, so the toes are pointing towards knee. I'm going to send my hips down and back. Again, applying some gentle pressure to that bent knee, pressing it down towards the floor. Inhaling, finding some length through the front of the body, and exhale, lowering the hips down. Again, that bend is coming from the top of the thigh bone or the hip crease, and the waist stays nice and long, so holding in this position for 3 breaths. Again, either seated or standing. Good. After your third breath, gently release. And next, we'll move into a hip flexor stretch. So front of the hips get quite tight from a lot of sitting, if we're either sitting or doing a lot of movement throughout our day. So a few variations here. I'm going to come into a long lunge stretch. So my front knee bends, I'm on the ball of my back foot, both toes pointing forward, bending through front knee and really straightening and extending through this back leg. Taking the same arm up as the back leg and exhaling, taking a gentle side bend towards that front knee. Now, if you wish, we can drop that back knee. Just ensure that you're engaging through the glute of that bottom leg so that we're not extending through the spine here. We want to find that hip extension. After your third breath, gently releasing back to center, stepping forward, stepping back with the opposite leg, again, both toes pointing forward, bending the front knee deeply, straightening and lifting the hamstring of the back leg, taking that arm up, same arm as back leg, and gentle side bend towards your front knee. So you can hold here with back knee lifted for 3 breaths, or if you wish, you can lower that back knee, keep the glute of that bottom leg gently engaged. As you inhale, lift and lengthen out of the waist, and exhale, slightly deepen that side bend towards the front knee. After that third breath, gently releasing, back through to center, lifting up, stepping forward, and carrying on with the next portion of your workday.